Ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe to this channel right now. Very hilarious news. Maine has decided to withhold its astounding 4 college votes from the orange menace, Donald Trump. Yes, that's right. Maine has kicked Trump off the ballot because he tried to rebel against the country, even though the Federal Bureau of Investigation found no evidence, zero evidence of any criminal activity associated with Donald Trump or any allies to overthrow the government. You'd have to be a complete imbecile. You'd have to be pretty stupid to believe that Trump tried to rebel or foment a rebellion against the government, as people were literally allowed into the building because doors were opened. Yes, terrible criminal activity, mayhem, took place, but the people who lost their lives happened to be Trump supporters. Media and Democrats really overlook this in the most sinister manner. And then, of course, you had the entire summer of that year. I support why people peacefully demonstrated, but you had the entire summer with $1 to $2 billion in property damage. It was mostly peaceful. That's what we heard. If you want to use that rhetoric, then it was mostly peaceful with Trump. But anyway, hit subscribe, share this segment everywhere. Very hilarious, and I'll tell you why it's so amusing. To read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, other publications, go to hagoodman.com. The Patreon is below. The super thanks is below next to the like and the share buttons. The Patreon is below in the pinned comment. Your support is so greatly appreciated. Democrats and Democratic strategists, the Secretary of State of Maine, media, overwhelmingly liberal and biased and fomenting this contempt and disdain towards Trump every second of the day. He's up in the polls. We can look. Trump is up. He's up by 1 point, but he's really up by a lot more. Up by 8 points in 2 different polls. I don't know how mashed potato brains could be up by 2 points. Well, it's a Quinnipiac poll. But anyway, the Federal Bureau of Investigation found no evidence, ladies and gentlemen. Zero evidence. This is the Daily Beast in January of 21. Excuse me. The Federal Bureau of Investigation found no evidence that Trump committed any type of rebellion. Okay? Even the Daily Beast reported this accurately. Okay. The Supreme Court told the special counsel that Trump does have presidential immunity when it comes to a speech. Okay? They can't get him on a speech because he was still president. He has that presidential immunity. They wouldn't even tell the special counsel that Trump could be convicted of a crime because they haven't seen a crime, because he didn't commit a crime. Trump did not commit a crime that day, nor did he foment a rebellion, nor was that the definition of a rebellion. Excuse me. And he didn't try to overthrow the country. He was contesting results through the courts and through his attorneys in various states, even one state that he's being indicted in. All of these convictions, they will convict him. They'll try to ban him, but they don't realize it's like they've never read Romeo and Juliet, or they don't know, if you ban a song, it only becomes more popular. When you tell people that they can't enjoy something, that they can't choose something, it's different from preventing people of a certain age from looking at material. Okay, that's what Democrats want to do in certain circumstances. I'm talking about banning music or banning literature that isn't obscene. I'm talking about silencing speech, curtailing speech, censoring speech. Democrats talk about Trump as the authoritarian. They are the greatest authoritarians of my lifetime, of your lifetime probably. The only political party that wanted to shut down every single building in America because of you know what, and they did. Virtually almost every building, almost every business. The only political party that wants to silence discussion and debate through algorithms on Twitter and elsewhere. The only political party, Democrats, who have 50 intelligence officials that come out of nowhere saying, oh yeah, Hunter's laptop, it was the Kremlin. The Democratic Party is the only political party in recent memory that has intelligence officials going to bat for them, has the ability to silence discussion through algorithms on social media. Democrats are the only political party that tried desperately to kick someone off a ballot for something they didn't do. Okay, think about that for a second. And that only makes Trump more popular. Again, you'd have to be really stupid not to understand that. You'd have to be a complete and utter imbecile. But we're talking about Democrats. They have every conceivable advantage. And they're playing to their base. You hear this nonsense, Trump's playing to his base. Nobody plays to their base more than angry, indignant, morally superior, highly educated, scorned liberal Democrats who don't know what to do with the power they possess. They have almost every conceivable advantage still. They don't have Twitter anymore, but they still have almost every conceivable advantage, from Jimmy Kimmel and late night comedians, Saturday Night Live, New York Times, MSNBC, CNN, The Atlantic, Vanity Fair, Esquire, Rolling Stone, all these publications throughout the country, publications in red states. The largest newspapers in red states are all left-leaning. And still, Trump is up with virtually 100% negative media coverage. Hit subscribe to this channel. Share this everywhere. Does the Democratic Party in Maine not understand, or in Colorado? You're only setting things up for the Supreme Court to do, like, do you remember, if you're watching this, you probably do, Sean Kemp, one of the great basketball players of his generation, Sean Kemp in the 90s. There was a slam dunk against the Warriors. You could look it up on YouTube. One of the greatest dunks of all time. Or Michael Jordan against Dikembe Mutombo. We can go on. I mean, they're setting up Trump for just the greatest highlight reel dunk. And the slam dunk will be over a Democratic strategist or the entire Democratic Party. They don't understand. They are making Trump more popular. Thank God we had record low poverty with Trump. We had record highs in household median income. He's a great president. You don't think he was a good president in terms of the economy, then you don't really care about the country. You just care about your own sensibilities. If you think that Trump is the reincarnation of the greatest monster in the world because of his personality, and you ignore the fact that he didn't get us into military conflict like his predecessors, and he presided over an amazing economy, then you really don't care about the country. You care about what you've been told that bolsters your existing biases. I went from Bernie Sanders to Trump because I don't live by, some kind of code, or, I'm not in the Democratic Party cult. So, excuse me. It's like, I have a little cold. By the way, thank you for the well wishes. Thank God I'm getting over it. A little cold. It's going around. But I feel a lot better. So thank you for a couple of people in the comment section realized that I had a little bit deeper voice. But anyway, you're making him more popular, thank God. So he's getting more popular. Do you not understand that Trump is the Obi-Wan Kenobi of politics? The more that Democrats try to harm him, the stronger and more popular he becomes. But then again, you're dealing with imbeciles, so they don't ever learn. Thankfully for Trump, they don't ever learn. Give me your thoughts below and hit subscribe right now. You know what? I hope more states try to ban Trump. That would be fantastic, because the Supreme Court, in likely a unanimous decision, will likely almost a unanimous or unanimous decision, will overturn every ban And that will be the greatest victory before November, one of the greatest victories before November, when he regains the Oval Office. And that will be amusing too. Endless, um, the endless reaction from Democrats will be so amusing. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Thank you.